cut there. One of my friends just texted me during recording, so I'm gonna have to edit this together. I'm gonna see if I can. But yeah, so back where we left off, basically, Zuko and Bakugo knocked out. Oh, Zuko shot the guy who was trying to rob them, in the legs, and Bakugo knocked out one of them, and there was one more person, which walked up behind and knocked him out. And everybody just looks at Izuku like, you could have knocked him out, right? And Izuku goes, yeah, but he deserves more pain than that. And then proceeds to just punch him in the face. And he goes, okay, how much do we got packed? I got, me and Uraka got all the ammo. Uh, uh, Ibarra and uh Ibarra and dang Ibarra and Momo are like, we got everything packed. Kirishima and Baku are like, we got all the guns packed. And Deku and I'm gonna say Todoroki's is gonna say, huh, glad we got crossbow bolts. Tokoyami's gonna be real happy about this. And Deku goes, Tokoyami. Yeah, his quirk is Dark Shadow. Well, his quirk is Dark Shadow, um, and he's a crossbow guy. And he goes, "Okay, good to know." Now let's get this all piled up. And okay, just for clarification, they moved the bodies into the back. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna make them do that. And so they moved the bodies into the back, separating the leader from the other ones because since Zuko shot him and then knocked him out, yeah, he's most likely gonna die and be brought back. And so they all pile up into the cars, and Deku on his motorcycle. They ride to the USJ. It takes them like 3 or 4 hours to get there, and as President Mike goes, "Hey, you finally arrived! Huh? What took you guys so long? We thought you were dead." And All Might, or not All Might, R.I.P. All Might. Frickin' Bakugo pokes his head out and says, "Hey, Mike, it's us." And he goes, young Katsuki, come on in, come away, woods. I don't know why I did that, and then, but as Bakugo was getting out of the car just to check the car, a walker sneaks up behind him. Uraka gets ready to pull out a gun, but then randomly a crossbow bolt goes straight through the walker's head. And what happens is Bakugo turns around and says, "That was really close, Tokoyami." And Tokoyami goes, "Whatever." And Bakugo whispers underneath his breath, "Idiot." And so Kamui Woods opens up. Bakugo grabs the crossbow bolt for Tokoyami. They all ride in. And Aizawa instantly recognizes Deku, even though it's been so long, and says, "Hey, weren't you the kid that wanted to leave? Why are you back?" "Well, I just want to help my friends," Deku says. And so they go, and Bakugo goes, "Also, he's also been a big help because we got a whole bunch of goods." And Aizawa goes, "What do you mean?" And so they uh Shoto just drives up the SWAT van and backs it up, and Izuku and Bakugo open up the back, and there's like a whole bunch of food, medicine, and weapons, and everything is just going smoothly because of it. They're just like For a first trip for a couple of teenagers, well, Aizawa says this, for a couple of teenagers, you all did good. And Izuku goes, well, I'll be staying now. And he goes, and Aizawa goes, well, since you helped out these guys, you're welcome. Everybody's welcome. Except for crazy people. While you guys were, and Aizawa goes, well, while you guys were gone, a guy came here trying to just take half of our stuff. Don't know why, but as soon as he saw me, he ran off. And Izuku asked one simple question: did he perhaps have a machete with a red handle? And Aizawa goes, yes. How do you know that? Oh, that guy has been bothering me and my group for years. Well, not for well for a year. Man, 1 year in the zombie apocalypse, and people already go crazy. You don't see that every day. Yeah, you never see anything else every day. So, as everybody's talking, Mike says, Shota, you may want to come see this. And all of them walk towards it, and the guy with the red handle is directly outside. And I don't know have a name for this guy, but whatever. And he goes, well, 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 come on, let me in so I can take half my stuff. And Aizawa says, your stuff, we all got this, fair and square, so why don't you leave? You've been harassing us for a month, and not for a month, you guys came here trying to do this earlier. You can't do it now, so leave. And and the guy with the red guy says, oh, no, 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 no. I won't leave until I get half your stuff, or else I'll send my boys in there, and we're gonna kill your people. And Deku says, open the gate for me. And Kamaru goes, what? And Kamaru and Shota and Aizawa say, what? Just open it. And Bakugo and Uraraka walk up behind him and say, we got your back no matter what. And the three of them walk out there. And Deku goes, well, isn't this a surprise? Well, if it isn't the ghost. And Uraraka and Bakugo go, the ghost? And the guy says, yeah, even though a year in the zombie apocalypse, this guy has built the name for himself as the ghost. Or sheriff. Sheriff or ghost, whatever you want to call him. Most people like to call him the sheriff ghost, but ghost sheriff, whatever. But this guy has built a name for himself. So, what are you up to? Trying to protect my people, like you? Oh, I'm just trying to get half of what I know deserves to me. Really, come from a guy who plunders, takes, and with your track record, I'm not surprised. And Deku gets in. Not Deku. The guy says, "What do you mean, my record?" Well, come from a guy who probably had an abusive childhood, father who never actually cared for him, or any of the other sort. And the guy gets pissed at this, like really pissed, and hasn't sheathed his red machete. And Deku goes, "Oh, I don't think you want to do that," pulling his bat from behind him, going, "Okay, you want to be smart?" And Deku says, "I was like, leave these people alone, and we'll call it even." Okay? And the guy says, I don't think so. And tries to swing at Deku. But Deku blocks with his bat. Sad thing is, when this blade freaking cuts the bat and almost completely destroys it. And Deku gets pissed by this and takes and breaks it the rest of the way and uses half of it and hits the guy on the head. Bakugo pulls out his 9mm and shoots two of them. And Uraraka pulls out her little revolver and shoots the other two. I'm gonna say that he had four other guys with him besides himself, and so those guys get easily taken out. Well, except for one who gets a good shot on Uraraka, shooting her in the shoulder. And Deku knocks down the one guy, and he looks at the guy who shot Uraraka. And Bakugo is about to shoot him until freaking Deku picks up the guy the red handled machete and just knocks the guy to the ground and just goes completely ham. Like he's pissed, and he just goes wailing on the guy with the machete. Now the way this machete works, it looks like Jason's machete. Actually, yeah, it just looks like Jason from Jason versus Freddy versus Jason's machete, but with a shinier blade and a red handle, obviously, and just cuts this guy down to size. And what Deku does is he just puts down the blade and pulls out his revolver and points it at the leader's head and says, "I'm gonna let you live, only because my friend is injured. Come anywhere near, come anywhere near these people again, or I will blow your head off. Also, I'm taking this as punishment for you. Also, I need a new melee weapon, because you just broke my bat." And the guy goes, "Okay, you win. I'll leave." "Good," Deku says. Deku just kicks the guy and sends him on his way. And they get Uraka up, get her to the medics, and Bakugo says, "Do you think he'll be back?" Deku says, "Most likely, with a lot more people, so we gotta be prepared." Tokoyami just comes out of somewhere and says, "Well, you're a damn idiot for it." Harsh language, Dylan. Um, so he goes, "How am I an idiot? I just saved it. You just probably made a." Tokoyami says, "You just probably made a war." Deku goes, "Well, with the amount of ammunition we just got and the fact that we have so much more medication, I think we'd be good. Yeah, for now." Bakugo taps Deku on the shoulder and says, "Tokoyami's always been a kind of a downer. Uh, he's not really kind of a open person. The only person he's ever opened up to is her." As he points over to Asui and says, he's the only she's the only one that is able to get to him correctly, except for her freaking boyfriend doesn't like it. Deku goes, "Her boyfriend?" Goes, "That guy right there. His name's Monoma. He's a dick." Okay, harsh language, Dylan. Again, I just keep saying my name. Oops. But yeah, um, he go and goes. Midori asks him, "How is he a jerk or a dick or whatever?" And goes, "I don't want to say this because a lot of people." Bako pulls him in close and says, "I don't want to say this too much, but he's abusive." And Midoriya goes, "Abusive? Really?" "Yeah." And and Deku asks, "Has anybody done anything about it?" Bakugo goes, "No, they just let it slide. I wanted to do something, but I don't want to get my chance. I just don't. I'm just scared something bad will actually happen. I'll talk to him. Midoriya, don't do anything stupid." How much do you think I've been stupid for the last year?" Bakugo goes, "Fair point." And Izuku walks over to Monoma and says, "Hey, you Monoma?" And Monoma, being his cocky self, says, "Yes, I am the great. Yes, I am the great Monoma. How are you doing?" Class 1, you would be in Class 1B, I presume, if the whole zombie apocalypse thing didn't happen. And Monoma goes, "How did you know that?" And Deku goes, "Cause I'm not and I'm not smart. I don't look at me like I'm not smart. I've survived the whole zombie apocalypse. I'm the one that had to stop All Might before what happened." And Monoma goes, "Oh, you're the one that had to put down the worst symbol of peace. Oh, I'm pretty sure it must have been easy taking him down." And Deku gets pissed about this because nobody talks about his mentor like, well, not mentor, his idol like that. And instantly, and then Deku says, "I wouldn't talk bad about All Might, especially don't speak ill of the dead." And Monoma goes, "Oh, did Miss Uraraka get shot? Huh, finally somebody put her in her place." Deku gets even more pissed and says, "Don't talk about her like that." And Monoma goes, "Well, she kind of deserves it. She's just trying to be friends with everybody and trying to be friends with my girlfriend. And I don't like that. I don't take it out on Baraka, though. I take it out on Asui." And Deku says, "That's the proof I needed," and clocks Monoma on the head and just starts wailing on him like crazy and says, "You ever do that again? Say ill of the dead or talk about Uraraka or hit her again? I'm gonna do a lot more than break your face." As he pulls out his revolver and aims it at his head and says, "Talk ill to do that again, a bullet will be in your head. This is no time for this. There's no hate, love, or anything. Well, there's love in it. Okay, scratch that." He says, "There's nothing wrong with this. Everything. We all have to band together, and you need to stop being a cocky self and think you're better than everybody else. Because where were you? Where were you when my friends were and the people that are protecting here were out scavenging for food and supplies?" Monoma says, "I was here." And Deku goes, "There's my point. You're not the best. You're not the greatest at everything. So stop acting like it." And he walks over to Asui and says, "I would break up with him. That would be a good time." And Asui does that. And everything. I know that just got way darker than it should have been. I know abusive relationships is not a thing to laugh at. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to build a relationship, and make everything. I just want to build a relationship with make a, a make a couple out of two characters. And the reason why I'm doing this is to add tension, because I've made everything a little bit sweet, a little bit good, besides a couple of hiccups along the way. And so that's why I've done that, so I can start a little bit of drama. And Asui breaks up with Monoma, and as soon as Tokoyami hears of this, he doesn't go straight to Asui, he goes straight to Midoriya and says, "Hey, were you the one that kicked Monoma's ass?" And Midoriya goes, Yes, I was." And Tokoyami says, "Thanks for that. I didn't have the strength to do it, and I'm sorry you had to do that." And Midoriya goes, "No problem. Also, your scope's off." And as I'm gonna say, Tokoyami was walking away, and Tokoyami turns around and goes, "What?" Midoriya says, "Your crossbow, your sight's off." And Tokoyami says, "How is it off?" And Midoriya says, "Here, let me take it for a second," and hands it over to Midoriya. And Midoriya just readjusts the sight, and Tokoyami looks down the small scope, and says, "Okay, you were right." And Uraka getting patched up. I'm gonna say it nicked her, but it still got her. So it was still hurt. So she's getting patched up, and and both her and Bakugo are just shocked at this point and just go, "The apocalypse has changed you. And Deku goes, "Yep, for the better." And I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be funny. And says, and tell Kirishima. Now, if you forgot, Kirishima's a female in this, so this is about to get a little bit funny for me. And so Kirishima walks up behind Bakugo and says, Katsuki? And uh, Bakugo jumps and says, "Ah, Kirishima, don't do that." And so she goes, "I'm sorry. We need you over by the. They need you over by the back entrance. Actually, I'm gonna change that and says, Aizawa needs to talk to you." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And and she says, "Great," and she walks away. And Deku looks says, "Bakugo, before you go, can I talk to you for a second?" He goes, and Bakugo goes, "Yeah, for a second." And and um Deku pulls Bakugo inside and says, "You like that girl, don't you?" And he and Bakugo goes, How did you know that?" But Deku gets a serious face and says, "We've been best friends since childhood. I know things, okay?" And Bakugo goes, "Fair point. You're right about that." And so Deku says, "Why don't you just ask her out?" And Bakugo goes, "I don't think that's right time." And Deku goes, "Okay, well, just try your luck, okay?" And Bakugo goes, "Okay." Time check. Jeez. Okay, now Deku walks Uraraka back to her camping site. I'm gonna say like they have camping sites inside there, inside the USJ, where people go in to stay, everything like that. Okay, so and Uraraka says hi to her parents. Her dad is all right. Her dad is just so happy to see her since they were gone at night and they were scared something bad had happened. And uh, Mishki and her husband, I can't remember his name. Could somebody please leave in the comments? Come over and say hi. And Mishki looks over and sees Midoriya, and she's like, "Azuko, my my lord, how big you've grown!" And she gives him a hug. Araka's parents give him a hug too. They're all saying hi to him, and so everything like that. I think it's okay. And then, um, sorry, then Aizawa uh, climbs up top of a thing and uses a microphone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have good news. We have more food to last us for a for a few years now, thanks to our scavenging squad and our newcomers." And Deku and Killer Croc and Quicksilver raise their hands, saying that was and Shotazawa, "Yes, those three." Now, result of food, we're gonna have to look for the start. We're gonna have to ration it out. Okay, so you each get 3 meals a day. We'll be having no. We will have scavenging squad going out every other day, just for a little bit until we can get back on track. Now, we just received contacts from outside of the area at the Wade camping grounds. The Wild Wild Pussycats are alive and well. They have made their own base there. If you want, we'll send a transport. You'll go there. If that's what you wish. Okay? Now, and then he goes on talking about everything. And so later that night, they all celebrate about how everything's going to be happening, everything's going good. Um, Kamui Woods is uh um I'm gonna say Uraka, Abara, and Momo bring the baby stuff for Mountain Lady and Kamui Woods baby, who will, I'm gonna say that she will, the doctors say that she'll give birth in about 2 to 3 days. And so she's happy that they have all the baby stuff for the child and everything like that. Now, I want you guys to give the name for the child. And if somebody could come up with a quirk, that'll be amazing. Okay? Thank you. Now, Izuku go. I'm gonna say like you can get on the roof of the USJ. Izuku's up there just sitting by himself until Uraka comes up bringing him a plate of food, and Izuku and her just sit up there, talk, and what do you think? Izuku and her are talking, reminiscing about before the zombie apocalypse. And Deku, after a whole bunch of time of awkward, and then there's an awkward silence, and Midoriya goes, Araka, back. Do you remember back when we were like, I don't know, when we first got into middle school, and those friends of our, well, Bakugo, when I told you Bakugo dared me to ask you out? And she goes, yeah, I don't know why he did that. Midoriya goes, okay, I'm gonna make a flashback real quick. Deku, back at the beginning of middle school, had liked Uraraka, and so, okay, I said that Uraraka came into their school at the end of the year. I'm gonna retcon that and say that they grew up together, and so, and Deku tells Bakugo that he's gonna ask out Uraraka. Bakugo goes, well, you can do it. Deku chickens out and says that it was a dare, and he goes, and Deku just like, I can't do it. So he just says it was a dare, which was stupid, and she says no, obviously, and and so cup and so they still are friends, and they lead up to this point, and finally tells Uraka that was a lie. I chickened out and said it was a dare. And he looked, and Uraka looks at him with a weird look on her face, saying, "Why'd you chicken out?" And Izuku goes, "Cause I don't know if I ever could make you happy." And so Izuku and Uraka tells him that she would love nothing to be with him would make her the happiest girl in the world. And those two kiss on the top of the USJ, and part 3 ends on a happy note. Boom. Thank you all for watching. What if anime out.